Proverbs 27:6 says, "Faithful are the wounds of a friend, but the kisses of an enemy are deceitful." Be on guard against flattery, against giving it and receiving it. Now, what is flattery? Well, it's excessive praise or insincere praise, given especially to further one's own interests. You know, we like the sound of our own praise. We like to hear how good we are and how good things are. This is the reason people like Joel Osteen have a big platform. It's because he flatters people. He's got nothing bad to say to them except that the worst thing he could say about them is they don't think highly of themselves enough. That's their big sin. They just didn't think of themselves enough. And that's the water we swim in. We love flattery. Psalm 12, 1-3 says, "Help, Lord, for the godly man ceases to be, for the faithful disappear from among the sons of men. They speak falsehood to one another. With flattering lips and with a double heart they speak." That's who we are. Right? The pronouns thing, for example, isn't that just flattery? It's signaling my virtue by flattering other people in their sins and delusions. And it's done for a purpose. Right? It's why corporations are constantly pushing this woke stuff, because they see demographics change and they think we can make a buck. We can make a buck if we flatter these people. Now, sometimes they're short-sighted and they don't realize if you go woke, you might go broke. But it's not always the case. They're doing it because they think they can get back. We like to be flattered. But flattery is the kiss of an enemy. And Judas takes the intimacy of friendship and he uses it as a weapon. He flatters Jesus with the title Rabbi. And in the process, he's actually flattering himself. He's massaging his own guilt for this wicked crime. And we got to be on guard that we don't follow the path of Judas and flattering our own sins and using religious-sounding language to cover it up. Again, the psalm writer spoke of how the wicked not only like to deceive others, but they deceive themselves in their sin. This is what Psalm 36 says. "Transgression speaks to the ungodly within his heart. There is no fear of God before his eyes, for it flatters him in his own eyes concerning the discovery of his iniquity and the hatred of it." So there's a temptation we all face, not only to bolster other people up for our own benefit, but to flatter ourselves in our sin. And we use religious-sounding language to cover it up. Spiritual mumbo-jumbo to kind of make ourselves feel good. You remember when Adam, our first father, sinned, he hid himself from God. He was ashamed, and he wanted to cover that up. And when God came walking in the garden, Adam hid himself, and he even told God, I knew I was naked and I needed to hide. It sounded pretty pious. Like, I didn't want you to see me exposed. He tried to cover his own nakedness. Sin leaves us exposed, and we all, like Adam, we want to hide from that. And so we come up with some pretty clever ways to cover up it. Religious people are really good at using religious-sounding reasons to flatter themselves. And we ought to be on guard against flattery, whether it's from ourselves or from others. Rather, again, remember the words of the proverb, "Faithful are the wounds of a friend, but the kisses of an enemy are deceitful."